Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to talk about, the aftermath of Rolly Tank, but I wanted to talk about more of the Rolly Romero side of things because, it's funny, man. I've been on social media a lot, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all any boxing fans seems to be talking about at this point, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, is what took place this past Saturday between Gervonta Davis and Rolly Romero. Some people are going crazy because Rolly was actually outboxing Tank, and many people are going crazy because Gervonta Davis knocked Rolly out and stopped him with the really well-timed straight left hand right on the button, okay? So people have called this fight garbage. They called Rolly trash. They called that fight a mismatch. And I've heard just about every negative adjective that you could potentially conjure up under the sun when it comes to Rolly Romero after the fight. But you know what's crazy? It's like, whether you talk good about him or whether you talk bad about him, you're talking about it. You're talking about him. You're talking about Rolly. And whether you guys want to admit it or not, whether you guys want to say it out loud or not, Rolly Romero versus Gervonta Davis, it may not have had like a legitimate world title on the line or anything like that, but this fight meant something. It meant something to a lot of people that are casual boxing fans. It meant something to people that are hardcore boxing fans. And it meant something to even people who don't watch fucking boxing at all. Because I've had people message me this week that don't even watch boxing asking about this fight and what I think about it, So that all goes down to the promotional and marketing power of one Rolando Rolly Romero. You got to give him credit. This was one of the best promoted fights and one of the most well-marketed fights in years. And that's not because of Leonard Ellaby, and it ain't because of Tank. It's because of Rolly. So Rolly, yes, he leaves this fight 14-1 with his first loss in the pro ranks, but he leaves this fight with his stock going up. And now that he's lost to Tank, okay, he's probably not going to get a rematch. I know he called out Rolly Tank for the rematch. I don't think that's realistic. But now the question is, what's next for Rolly Romero? And that's really the thing I'm asking, because now he leaves that fight as one of the bigger stars in boxing right now. As crazy and as delusional as that may sound, he is leaving that fight as one of the most talked about fighters in the sport. And when he fights again, guess what? People are gonna want to tune in again. So when you make fun of Rolly Romero, just realize that odds are, unless your favorite fighters like Canelo or AJ or something like that, or odds are is Rolly Romero is probably a bigger star than your favorite fighter. So let that sink in. But let's talk about what could potentially be next for Rolly. Now, there was a commenter, I can't remember his name, but if he sees this video, he can make himself known, because I can't remember his name right now. But there was a commenter that said that the fight he would like to see next for Rolly as a comeback fight would be a fight between him and Chris Colbert. And I absolutely love that fight. And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, it's a realistic fight to make. Number two, they both talk hella trash, so the build-up's going to be crazy. Number three, they have history because Chris Colbert talked a lot of shit about Rolly, and then he got knocked out by Hector Luis Garcia, and then Rolly was there ringside, okay? Now Rolly's lost. So now they both lost. They both need a win. You're going to get two desperate fighters looking to prove themselves. Something has got to give, I like that fight a lot for Rolly because I think it's a stay busy. It's a comeback fight, but it's a big comeback fight that I think will also move the needle for him. You know what I'm saying? So you got that fight. You got Ryan Valenzuela. He's in the mix. You got maybe a potential move to 140 because Rolly's a big kid. Rolly's a big guy. He can make 140 easily. So there's no shortage of options. And I think whenever the time comes to where he does announce the next fight, people are going to be very intrigued to see how he comes back from this loss because, I think for those 6 rounds, you give Rolly credit. He looked the part. He never looked fazed by the moment. He never looked fazed by fighting a guy with the star power of a Gervonta Davis. He never looked fazed by the raucous crowd at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. He looked very much like he belonged in that ring on a big stage. It's just now it's like, okay, can Rolly improve? Can he tighten some things up? A lot of people have said that, he needs a new trainer because Bullet Bullet, while they've been together for a long time. But Bullet can only take a butt so far. And you know what? I'm in agreement. I like Bullet, and I'm not saying you got to get rid of Bullet, but I think Rolly should definitely add someone to his team. Like add someone who's more experienced, who could teach him some of the more nuanced skills of boxing. I know Rolly might say, these other guys box like this, and he might make fun of the way these other guys box. But I just think Rolly has, so the crazy thing about Rolly is Rolly actually has the qualities that you'd want some more experienced fighters to have. He has self-belief, he has grit, he has determination, he has punching power, he's explosive, he's physically strong. There's a lot of great attributes about Rolly, but the reality is when you get to that world-class championship level, something as simple as, overshooting your right hand and squaring up can cost you a fight. And he learned that lesson on Saturday night with Tank. So he's going to need, I think he needs to add to his team. I think he needs to add a trainer that will give him more of a foundation so far as boxing fundamentals are concerned. I'm not saying he's got to change his style. He can keep fighting how he fights, but he's just got to tweak some things. He's got, his hand positioning's got to change a little bit. A couple of things got to change a little bit if Rolly wants to get to that elite world championship, world-class level and get over the hump, because it's one thing to be in these fights and be in entertaining fights. It's another thing completely different to actually get over the hump. So that choice is ultimately his. But either way, look, I'm looking forward to what Rolly has going on next, because I saw what I needed to see. Rolly Romero can outbox a lot of guys at the 135-pound division. He has the awkwardness. He has the for the most part, he has decent patience. Tank just did a great job waiting him out, but I thought he was fairly patient before the 6th round. He's got a lot of things about him to where he could really beat a lot of these guys, especially the ones that can't punch. If you can't punch, and I'm actually gonna agree with Leonard Ellaby. If you can't punch, the odds of you being Rolly Romero are very, very slim. You're gonna need to be able to punch or have some physical strength to keep him off of you and get him to respect you. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys, let me know what you think. What fight would you want to see next for Rolly? Where does he go from here? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you guys can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.